Thank you, Past President Lena, for being our greeter today. And we're going to go ahead and begin the meeting. Welcome to Boulder Rotary, the best place to be on a Friday afternoon in Boulder, Colorado. Thank you all for joining us today. And we're going to go ahead and start with the Pledge of Allegiance and the four-way test led by Linda Davidson.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. And now for the four-way test. Of the things we think, say, and do, is it the truth? Is it fair to all concerned? Will it build goodwill and better friendships? Will it be beneficial to all concerned?
Thank you so much, Linda. That was wonderful. So if you are a guest today, we'd love to greet you in the chat. Welcome to Ben Gilo, who has submitted a proposal for membership, and he is a guest of Gerald Brown's. And if there's anybody else, please put your name in the chat so that we can welcome you. So everybody may remember that last week we had a meeting at the JCC in person, and it was super safe. We were, 8 feet apart in all directions, and we were outside, and it was wonderful. And then 29 of you got back to me on the Survey Monkey, and I appreciate those of you who took the time. So one of the things we asked was, how likely is it that you would recommend a Rotary hybrid meeting to a friend or a colleague? So the way they break that down is into promoters or detractors or passives. And so we really have a mix in there. We have like 9 people who are saying no, and 8 people are saying yes, and 10 people are like, oh, I'm not really sure. Everybody really thought that the meeting was very well organized. In fact, extremely organized were the most of the comments. But if you were at home, maybe the audio wasn't so good and you couldn't hear that well. And so most of the group thought that the audio at home was somewhat well, so not that great. And then when you were in person, how well could you hear the home presenters? And most people thought that was done very well, and that everybody could hear that way. And then everybody thought the event was just about the right length of time. And people really liked the Rotary hybrid meeting. They said they liked seeing friends. I connected by phone from Montrose, so I was not in person, but I could hear everything, and people sounded engaged. Mike did a great job at integrating the 2 venues. They allowed people to participate in their own individual comfort levels, so that's great. And what people didn't like was that we were still far apart, even though we were in person. One person had no dislikes. Other person said, I like seeing my friends. The ability to interact in person was especially felt. Of course, there was a personal choice. Distance was well maintained. So most people enjoyed the speakers and thought that they had done a nice job. I really appreciate that. And then, of course, Lena did a fabulous job talking about the foundation. And because of that work and what everybody did and put together, and Kitty DeKeefer for following up with everybody who said they were going to donate last week, and we have over $10,000 is what we've got for donations to the foundation. So I really want to thank Jean Lindicky, Marlene Wojak, Kathy Olivier, Kitty DeKeefer, Susan Connolly, Jim Radowski, Darla Schuth, Sally and Daryl Brown, Chad Stam, Alessandro Sachs, Henry Lopez, Marty Evans, Bill Rubin, and Meryl Bluestrom. So those are our donors so far, and you guys are wonderful Rotarians, and we are encouraging everybody to come and join them and make a pledge if you're not right now we're not eating together and we're kind of saving money that way. So, but we're not doing any raffles, and there's those opportunities, those weekly opportunities aren't there to kind of keep funding our good work. So if you would consider giving, that your end of year giving is coming up here, and if you'd consider the Boulder Rotary Club, that would be amazing. So thank you all to everybody who helped put it together last week. It was really fun, and I hope you all had a really good time. And with that, I'd like to introduce Nancy Chin Wagner, who has a membership moment.
Good afternoon. My membership moment. I'm so excited. I apologize for not coming on earlier because of this big move to Las Vegas, still unpacking. My great guest for today for our membership moment is Bill Anderson. And there he is. And Bill Anderson has been a member for not that long, only 2 years. But let me tell you, since September 14th of 2018, and his sponsor was Chad Stam, Bill has stepped into the role of being a volunteer for one of our committees, and a really good one, which is the Red Badge. So I want to thank you. So he just delved right in. So we like those kind of Rotarians that are part of our group that makes it strong. So, Bill, first, can you give a couple of sentences of what you do for our?
Sure. Do for the Rotary Club or do for a living?
Do for a living.
Okay. I'm a class action lawyer, so I generally represent plaintiffs in cases against large companies, but it runs a span of antitrust and civil rights and consumer work, so a broad range of class action work.
Okay. And since you said about what you do for the committee, tell us about what you do for the committee here in the Rotary Club.
Sure. So I help out. Typically, I make the bio slides that we see each week at our meetings when they're virtual, and I participate in the Red Badge Committee with Susan Connolly. We work together on that one. Some of you may remember I was working on a homeless kit project too before we broke for COVID, and some folks have been collecting those. And small plug, I still have a bunch of them. So if anybody wants to distribute them even during COVID, let me know. I have made a house call or two to deliver those. So if you're interested, please reach out to me. So that's the short summary anyway.
Great. Thank you. I only got 2 minutes, so I'm moving along, Bill. So the first question, what was your childhood dreams to be when you grow up, and have you reached that?
So in first grade, Sister Mary Teresa made us draw a picture of what we wanted to be when we grew up. I drew a picture of a man with a briefcase and said I wanted to be a lawyer because the most successful person that I knew in my life was my uncle, and he was a lawyer. So that's what I wanted to be. But that was, of course, mixed with a desire to be a professional basketball player. Those dreams fell short, but the lawyer thing worked out. So 1 out of 2.
That's wonderful. Second question, if you could change one thing, and I kind of grabbed this from what you said at the Red Badge meeting, what would that be? If you can change one thing in the world, what would that be?
Sure. So not to exactly repeat, but I was kind of struck by the statement in the debate the other night, not to get into the politics of it, but the idea that African Americans, 1 in 1,000, are likely to die during COVID, and that number may increase. And that made me curious, well, how's that look in the Caucasian community, the Asian community? Well, it's around 2,000, 1 out of 2,000 for Caucasian people, 1 out of 2,400 for Asian people. And it just kind of exposes healthcare inequities that we've talked about many times at our meetings, actually. So if I could change one thing, it would be to bring healthcare as a human right to all people.
Awesome. Awesome. My last question for you is, what pearls of wisdom can you offer young people today?
You know, I think you asked the question initially in the context of the four-way test. And so that's how I sort of thought about it. And my thought is that how can we build goodwill and better friendships aspect of that, I think we're so partisan these days that we have a difficult time talking to people that don't see things exactly the same way we do. So the thing that I would encourage adults and children alike to try to do is relate to people and find common ground instead of finding the things that separate us.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for being our membership moment guest today, Bill.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you, NCW. Thank you, Bill. It was nice to get to know more about you. Thanks again, NCW. We miss you. Come back. All right, and now we have Dr. George Russell with birthdays.
Well, I've been recently trying to think about this COVID problem with social distancing and early detection of it. And one of the reasons that we do early detection is the change in the sense of smell. So I came up with a plan that I think is really going to help with early testing and social distancing. And that is to require that everyone eat a plate full of beans or prairie raspberries, as the old cowboys used to say. And that way, it would assure that 3 times a day at least you would get a test of your olfactory system, and it would help with social distancing. So we have one birthday guy today, Wayne Odinger. Wayne, happy birthday. You want to put Wayne on?
Yeah, thank you. Can you hear me?
You bet.
Well, I prepared about 3 minutes worth, and I thought I was going to do it on Friday after my birthday, which is the 22nd. So we have a meeting on the 23rd.
Oh, you want
to?
I thought, okay, do you want to do it today or do you want to wait till then?
I'd rather wait till then
Well,
because
you didn't say that in your email to me, so we'll do it. We'll do it then on the 22nd then, or 23rd.
23rd, which is a Friday and my birthday. I'll be 87 on the 22nd on Thursday.
You're an amazing man.
The first line you're going to hear on that Friday meeting is that on Thursday I wallered around in Lincoln's 7 years address.
Okay.
The only time I could ever do that.
Thank you. Happy birthday, anyone. Be sure and let me know if you want to talk on your birthday.
Thank you, George, and thank you, Wayne. We're looking forward to the preview of we got the preview of your birthday today, and we're looking forward to celebrating with you later in the month. All right, and so I want to thank everybody who helped us today right before the brew. So I want to thank past President Greeter, Lena Kotke, Linda Davidson, Dr. John Keller for being with us today, Mike Brady, Bill Murray, Cassidy and Mike, and Bill Anderson, George Russell, Daryl Brown, and Wayne Ottinger and Rich Irvin. Thank you all for all of your help with today's meeting. And with that, if we could see the brew. Hello, Rotarians and guests, and thank you for being here today. October is Community Economic Development Month.
And it was so amazing to be back home last week at the JCC. The spice of life was excited. The tables were set. The JCC was set. The podium was set. Sally Brown was set. And she got to hit the big bell.
We had an amazing meeting, and we got to learn about a lot of the things that Boulder Rotary Club Rotarians are doing.
Michelle Carpenter told us all about the Adelante program.
Hans Wick and Gary Kahn told us about behavioral wellness.
Jim Rodofsky and Merrill Glusum told us about Preserve Planet Earth Committee and all they're doing.
And Randy Butler told us about the peace initiatives.
Alessandro Sachs updated us on the World Community Services activity, including the Lakota Sioux Project, which won the Scott Metcalf Award from the district.
Foundation President Lena Kotke let us know about ways we can support all these good works.
And I'll be damned if we didn't raise $10,000 that day.
Thank you very much to the Zoom team led by Fred Hull. You're amazing. Thank you, Kitty DeKeefer, for bringing together all the details. And as you like to say, life is short by the shoes.
Woo! Nice work, everybody. It was so cool. I got to see Rotarians in person. And then afterwards, Lena Kotke made us all go get Rotary tattoos.
The Boulder Rotary Club Foundation annual report is available now. The report features highlights of the major projects funded during our centennial year, as well as ongoing good works of the Boulder Rotary Club, like you saw last week. Now is your chance to donate.
And remember to sit at the birthday table. It's also a chance to contribute to our scholarship fund.
We are ready to resume journaling with the Whittier Elementary kids. So if you're interested, just see the link in the rib and talk to Pam Hike.
Probably the last call for the book club's meeting on October 12th, unless you're a speed reader. So you want to talk about race as the book, best get reading.
Get involved with club service. Rib editors are needed. Reach out to Chad and Cassidy right now.
And join us for next week's program. It's the CU President, Mark Kennedy. Don't miss it.
That's Nightly News. Thank you for watching, everyone. I'm Lester Holt. Please take care of yourself and each other. Good night.
And have a great weekend.
Thank you to everybody. Have a great weekend.
Adjourn the meeting. Adjourn the meeting.
Bye, everybody. See you soon.